Time now for a look at the latest business news, and that United States decision to slap tariffs on billions of euros of European products getting a lot of attention, well, certainly on this side of the Atlantic. To tell us more about it, we're joined on set by business editor Stephen Carroll. Stephen.
Eve, it's the latest twist in a 15-year dispute over subsidies for the aircraft makers Airbus and Boeing. The World Trade Organization has told the United States it can impose punitive tariffs on $7.5 billion worth of European imports. Now, that's after a ruling last year that the EU had acted illegally by providing cheap loans to Airbus. Washington has already published the list of products that it will apply tariffs to, including wine, cheese, and even German coffee. But the US will also be wary of how the EU will respond, with the EU Commission chief and a spokesperson for the French government saying they will take action. Yenna Lee has the latest.
Scotch whiskies, French wine, Spanish olives or Italian parmesan. Just some of the products that are set to become 25% more expensive for the United States to import. As for European planes, they face a new 10% levy. The move comes a year after the World Trade Organization ruled that European states had illegally helped aviation giant Airbus with subsidies, to US rival Boeing's disadvantage. Though the case is 15 years old, US President Donald Trump was quick to take credit.
The WTO has been much better to us since I've been president because they understand they can't get away with what they've been getting away with for so many years, which is ripping off the United States.
The international body ruled the US can impose tariffs of up to 100% on $7.5 billion worth of goods. For now, the Trump administration says it will target a wide range of products starting October 18th, but none are levied over 25%. Nonetheless, EU Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker threatened an immediate response.
Trade wars are easy to start, but escalate quickly and usually end badly. If someone is imposing tariffs on our aviation sector, we'll do exactly the same.
Next year, the WTO will rule on how much the EU can impose tariffs on US products on a case involving Boeing. It's already found that the US plane maker also received unfair state subsidies.
Several major US airlines have warned they risk being hit by this ruling, as they all have Airbus planes on their fleet, which would be subject to tariffs from the October 18th. This was how things closed on Wall Street yesterday. Delta, United and American all seeing falls of around 5% on their shares. If we look at the position in Europe today, there's actually some relief out there among investors that things are not as bad as perhaps we had expected them to be on those tariffs. Airbus shares up by around 3%. Shares in Remy Cointreau, one of the companies that will be affected by those tariffs, up by 8%, just under 8% in Paris today. So investors generally relieved. This is the opening picture in the European markets. London trading down slightly, Paris up slightly. The German markets closed for a national holiday. In Asia today, the market trend still negative. That's after those big falls we saw in trading on Wednesday. Markets in Shanghai and Seoul are closed for national holidays, but the Nikkei in Tokyo slipping by 2%, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng just nudging into positive territory towards the end of its trading day there. Now, the chief executive of Nike has denied that the company was involved in efforts to systematically dope athletes. That's after the coach Alberto Salazar, who's backed by the sportswear brand, was given a 4-year ban for doping by US authorities. The anti-doping agency found that Salazar had used athletes as guinea pigs in experiments using amino acids and testosterone. The British clothing brand Ted Baker has posted massive losses for the 6-month period until mid-August. The company lost £2.7 million, or around €3 million, compared to profits of £25 million for the same period last year. It's blamed tough trading conditions and heavy discounting over the summer period, as well as costs of restructuring its business in Asia. And finally, for me, when is breaking a record still a disappointment? Well, the answer is when we're talking about Tesla and the number of cars that it's delivering to customers. The electric car maker delivered 97,000 cars in the 3 months to the end of September. That's the highest figure yet for the firm, which has been struggling with a string of production delays. But to meet its annual target, Tesla will need to break another record in the last 3 months of the year and make almost 105,000 cars. The company under huge pressure to meet that target over fears that these constant delays are damaging their brand in what is an increasingly competitive market for electric cars.
Okay, Stephen, thanks a lot for that business update. Stephen Carroll with us there.